What happens when one of Hollywood's most respected actresses goes head-to-head with daytime television's most outspoken host? Today, we're diving into the explosive confrontation that left audiences speechless and changed everything. Before we get into this incredible story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Because trust me, you're going to have some strong opinions about what went down. The studio lights burned bright that morning on The View, but there was an unmistakable tension in the air, the kind that even veteran crew members could feel settling into their bones. Meryl Streep sat poised in the guest chair, hands folded neatly, wearing the composed expression that had carried her through decades of red carpets and award ceremonies. Across from her, Joy Behar leaned forward, a familiar mischievous glint in her eye, the look longtime viewers recognized as a warning sign that a sharp exchange was coming. "So, Meryl," Joy began, her New York edge unmistakable, "you've been pretty vocal lately about what you call the decline of artistic integrity in Hollywood. Some people say you're out of touch with modern audiences. What's your response to that?" Meryl smiled politely, but something shifted behind her eyes. "Well, Joy, there's a difference between being out of touch and having standards," she replied calmly. "When I see what passes for performance today, when shouting is mistaken for emotion and spectacle replaces human connection, I do worry about where we're heading." The audience murmured, sensing the weight behind her words. Joy straightened, clearly unwilling to let the moment pass. "But doesn't that sound elitist?" she pressed. "You grew up in a very different Hollywood. Maybe it's not that standards are declining. Maybe you just don't understand what resonates." Now, Meryl's voice stayed measured, but steel crept into her tone. "Understanding what resonates and compromising integrity aren't the same thing. I've adapted to every change this industry has thrown at me. But lowering expectations because it's easier? I won't accept that." Joy raised an eyebrow. "Some of the most powerful performances today come from people you probably wouldn't even consider legitimate," she shot back. That was when Meryl's composure cracked just enough to reveal the edge beneath. "Raw emotion without technique is just therapy in public," she said. "Anyone can cry on camera. Not everyone can make those tears matter." The studio fell into stunned silence, and it was clear this wasn't going to be a typical daytime debate. Joy leaned back, energized by the tension rather than intimidated by it. "So let me get this straight," she said, sarcasm creeping in. "Actors today, actors connecting with millions, telling stories that matter to this generation, they're just doing therapy in public." Meryl's jaw tightened. "Craft matters, Joy. Discipline matters. Popularity doesn't automatically make something good. Art. McDonald's is popular, too." A collective gasp rippled through the audience. Joy blinked in disbelief. "Did you really just compare modern actors to fast food?" she asked sharply. "That's not just elitist. That's insulting." "I'm talking about nourishment," Meryl replied evenly. "Fast food fills you up. A carefully prepared meal sustains you." The tension grew thick enough to feel. Sunny Hostin shifted in her seat, clearly unsure how to interrupt without making things worse. Joy shook her head in frustration. "I've interviewed thousands of people, and I've learned that authenticity doesn't always come wrapped in perfect technique. Some of the most powerful art breaks your rules." Meryl countered without hesitation. "Authenticity and excellence aren't opposites. Real authenticity requires skill, the ability to reach it consistently, not just when inspiration strikes." Joy's voice sharpened. "So actors today don't have real skill?" "I'm saying skill and fame aren't the same thing," Meryl replied. "Pretending they are doesn't help anyone." Joy studied her closely, then shifted tactics. "You know what this sounds like? Fear. A new generation getting attention you used to get." That accusation landed hard. Meryl's voice dropped, controlled but dangerous. "I've been relevant longer than some of them have been alive. I'm not threatened. I'm concerned." Joy waved a hand dismissively. "Every generation says this about the next." "No," Meryl shot back. "They demanded more from me, not less." The audience sat frozen, sensing something deeper breaking through. Joy's face flushed. "You're dismissing an entire generation," she said. "I'm defending standards," Meryl replied. "Standards that separate art from spectacle. If that's old-fashioned, I'll wear it proudly." The room buzzed with unease as the debate shifted from professional disagreement to something painfully personal. Whoopi finally tried to step in, urging calm, but Joy pushed forward. "No, I want specifics," she said. "Tell us what's wrong with how actors work today." Meryl turned fully toward her. Posture rigid. "Preparation," she said. "I studied accents, history, psychology. I built characters from the ground up. Too many actors today show up and call winging it being present." Joy fired back immediately. "That's a massive generalization." "Is it?" Meryl asked. "How many could perform Shakespeare convincingly? How many understand the difference between stage and screen?" Joy's frustration was visible now. Maybe they're too busy creating new forms of art instead of worshiping old ones. Social media and controversy aren't art, Meryl snapped. "They're marketing." "And what's wrong with marketing?" Joy demanded. "At least they're reaching people." The words, ivory tower, slipped from Joy's mouth, and the effect was instant. Meryl went pale, then flushed. "I've never taken a role for granted," she said. "Never treated my craft casually." Sunny tried to redirect again, suggesting both sides had merit, but Meryl cut her off. "There's no middle ground," she said. "Either you believe excellence requires discipline, or you believe good intentions are enough." Joy leaned forward aggressively. "Or maybe art can do both. Maybe there's room for different truths." Meryl bristled. "Don't lecture me about narrow perspectives," she said. "I've lived 1,000 lives on screen." Joy pressed harder, "but always within one framework. You never had to compete with 1,000 distractions or build an audience from scratch." The words hung heavy. Meryl stood still, eyes cold. "That framework built the foundation everyone uses," she said. "Dismiss it, and you're left with noise." Anna Navarro tried to calm things, but Joy insisted this mattered. Meryl finally said quietly, "This isn't a conversation anymore. This is you tearing down my life's work." Joy denied it, but uncertainty crept into her voice, and the audience could feel the fault lines widening. Joy defended the idea that art could come from anywhere, that talent didn't always look classically trained. Meryl responded firmly that authenticity without skill was self-indulgence. Then Joy shifted again, questioning who defined universal truths, pointing to institutions that had excluded women and minorities. The accusation hit like a blow. Meryl's voice trembled as she spoke of fighting those same systems, of opening doors, of challenging power from within. Joy countered that she had still operated inside the framework. "You don't fix discrimination by abandoning excellence," Meryl insisted. "You make excellence accessible." Joy asked softly whether Meryl's definition of excellence itself kept others out. The studio leaned in as Meryl stared back, decades of frustration visible. Joy spoke of gatekeepers, of advantage, of background. When she mentioned race and privilege, the room went dead silent. Meryl's expression shifted through shock and anger. "I was told I was too ugly, too serious, too intellectual," she said. "Nothing was handed to me." Joy replied that at least Meryl's talent was recognized as legitimate. "What about others whose gifts didn't fit that mold?" "Then let them prove it," Meryl snapped. "Do the work. Master the craft." Joy accused her of insisting everyone follow the same path. "I insist on results," Meryl replied. "On work that lasts." Joy demanded to know which audiences counted. Meryl answered without hesitation, "Time would decide. Let's see if it holds up in 10 years." Joy shook her head, frustration boiling over as the exchange teetered on the edge of no return. The cameras kept rolling, the audience silent, watching two powerful women collide over legacy, relevance, and the very meaning of art itself. What began as a daytime discussion had transformed into a raw, unresolved clash, one that left no clear winner, only a lingering question about whether excellence and evolution could ever truly coexist.